Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all. I'm back with another flashback. This video features Velvet and Janae. Guys, I am still working on re-uploading all of my content back onto YouTube, adding my commentary so that I can meet the YouTube guidelines. This is why you guys are seeing so many flashbacks from my channel. However, I can assure you that I'm staying on top of everything happening within carbonation currently. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. All right, y'all, let's get into this video.
Now, that's something I want to address before we get into the next caller, because this, like, when I heard all this stuff, it irritated me so much. Because I remember when I was in that space and I regret the shit that I said. And when it came up again, I was able to see myself in this perspective again. And I just want to, like, express myself on it because it was really fucked up. The way that the Terry, Star, Azine, and Shaka expressed themselves in that live, that shit was fucked up. It was low vibrational, and it was not the proper way to go do about anything.
Who remembers this live? Who remembers that Velvet was so hot? She was mad at Janae boy because Janae, Shaka, and Star went on live and blew up Carbonation Spot. They told all types of secrets.
Go do about anything.
Y'all was just here right into it.
If you want to get an understanding, all you had to do was communicate. But that is the actual point. Like, when those 4 people was here, they were so submissive, or they acted like they were so submissive. I mean, they was doing everything that Carbonation did. So it was a shock to us to hear some of the things that they were saying. Deeper than that, we understood that they were hurt because they could not vibrate to the I am consciousness. That has nothing to do with us. That has nothing to do with Babaji. That's everything to do with how you perceive life and how you apply what you perceive to yourself, and then your actions are created from that space. You need to be looking at that. Those 4 people who was expressing themselves in their life were the main people who did not want to take accountability for the things that they are fucked up with. So they had to point the finger and say, he did this, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. How about you take the time and tell the people what you had got going on wrong and take responsibility for that? None of them wanted to say or speak about how they couldn't express themselves emotionally because they couldn't find the words. None of them wanted to say how they truly admire Babaji, but because they couldn't stay in his presence, they had to vibrate out of the environment. No, they don't want to. They don't want to come from a pure place. Like, in all of those spaces, I do see genuine admiration. But because they could not face their own demons, they had to shy away, just like everybody else shied away from the truth and from Babaji and had to defame his character because they couldn't pick up their and face their demons, or even allow Babaji to help them through those low moments in their spiritual journey. That has nothing to do with us. And at the end of the day, like, you're going to come back around to the truth. Like, there's nothing else out here. Babylon is falling, continuing to fall.
Babylon's falling, huh? I wonder if she shares the same sentiments now, seeing as how she's in Babylon.
Continuing to fall, and that's just what it is. But don't be in someone's space, and then when you get out of the space, make up lies and just say stuff that doesn't even.
That's the whole thing. Because you're not being authentic. This whole reality, Babaji's environment, him in his face, is authentic. And he's just showing you, oh, you're being fake because you left to say what you really wanted to say in his face. But you have the balls, the courage to do so.
Zoka, aka Jayon Marie Hamilton, I hope and pray that you went home. I really do.
The courage to do so, because you would have been faced with what? More truth about yourself.
It's a fact.
It takes little courage to get online and talk about somebody and talk to a bunch of demons who are also vibrating in their lower self. But it takes courage to actually sit and face yourself in the moment, in which none of the people that was on that video did. And that honestly, you don't have to look at that, because at the end of your life cycle, did you do the right thing with what you had? I mean, Baba G, the most honorable prophet, the Messiah, gave you everything that you could ever ask for. Fed you, gave you divine knowledge of self, everything that you could ever want in your entire life. And you threw that away over a moment. Betrayed it over a moment of what? A couple followers, people that might think that you might think care, but they really don't. You know, and so you have to look at that in yourself, and what made you do that? What made you one moment, the Messiah taught me, and I did it on the video, and then in another moment, saying like, I didn't agree, we could have just had a conversation. As a family, you know that's what we do. We have conversations. Oh, you know what, I'm not, that behavior, you know that is not okay. And you know that, you know what I'm saying? You know that.
Y'all, I wonder if Kendra, aka Sheba, ever watches any of these lives back and think to herself, like, what was I thinking?
And you know that, you know what I'm saying? You know that, and you're gonna have to look at that, and that's all I have to say about it.
I wanna speak on this topic, right? Someone said I did the same thing. Yes, I did do the same thing. And sitting here today, through my journey, through my growth, I can admit that I did that and teach those who are doing that and uplift them out that space. Hopefully they listen to me.
That's a fact.
Because I've been there and then I've been back.
Right.
So in those situations when people are being faced with their demon, this is some real shit, y'all.
That's a fact.
This is real. This is not a game. When you're faced with your higher self, you're going to be, all of your demons are going to be extracted. And you're going to have to work on those things. And if you do not work on those things or look at the situations that you're being put through as catalysts for you to work on those things, you're going to view things from a demonic space. You're not going to be looking at the situation from a healthy perspective. You're going to be looking at it like, oh, he don't like me. I'll get into that. Someone asked, so what you said was a lie. I'll get into that, right? When you're looking at things from an unhealthy perspective, it is a lie because it's not the truth. It's not what's happening. It's not what's really happening. It's what you're talking about from that space is happening on a subjective level because of the demons that's playing out in your chart. So you have to go to your natal chart to look at those things so that you can understand how your mind works. So when you're in certain situations, you can see that shit playing out and you can stop yourself. Before then, I was not studying my chart. I was not even considering that I had demons. So I was letting them shit take over. I was moving from that place. I was moving from my debilitations. And I'm like, I say this. I'm looking at it like this. No, he want this. And da-da-da. And da-da. And those are what those people are doing. They're not looking at reality how it really is.
Y'all, this is one of the reasons I have such a hard time believing anything that comes out of Velvet's mouth. Because if she could be such a good liar back then, who's to say she's telling the truth now? Like, no, I have a hard time believing things that come out of her mouth.
Looking at reality how it really is. They're being faced with their higher self. They have to overcome their demons. And they have to, yes, I lied on Baba G. I lied on Baba G because I didn't have a healthy perspective about the situation. I was in my lower self. When you in your lower self, you do shit in your lower self from a demonic place, from a place that does not say that you have a high consciousness. Things, that's why people think I'm crazy, because I've let my demons rule me so much. I've let my demons drag me up and down the kundalini like a goddamn mop. I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? And when you realize and you really take the time to study your chart and realize and really commit in your mind, like really in your mind say this isn't, yes, like don't deny the truth at all, isn't until you're going to be able to look at life from a healthy perspective even when your demons pop up.
That's a fact.
So that has been a journey for me. I've been in my demons for a long time. I'm just
My titties all out and everything. My bad. I just had a quick question for you. I feel very saddened sometimes when I watch your journey. God, I look a mess. God, I wish I would have had a warning. Sorry. But I feel very saddened for you sometimes with your journey, and I feel like you don't always be very transparent about a lot of things. As far as I'm trying to pick my words so it doesn't come off disrespectfully. Because as I am from Brooklyn, I'm very straight to the point. So I guess I just want to just say it. I don't think that there's anything correct about your husband putting his hands on you.
Now, y'all know Velvet did not like that question, y'all. Let's see how she maneuvers through this answer.
Correct about your husband putting his hands on you. You are a small woman in comparison to him. And I think that as a mother of a daughter, I'm a mother of a daughter too. I wouldn't want her to see that and think that that's okay. And, that's my message to you. You can continue on whatever journey you want. Relationships are all about give and take, healing, listening, and figuring things out. But hold on one second. Let me finish what I'm saying, please. When it becomes to a toxic level where you're getting beat up on a regular basis or beaten up whenever.
That's not happening. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening.
That's not the first time. Those women saying what they said was not the first time that happened. And like I said, people didn't see it. But I saw the bruises. I saw the bruises in the pictures though, sis. I saw the bruises in the pictures. And let me tell you something. I'm not here to shit on you or talk down to none of y'all. Because
okay, let me say something. People really do need to mind their business and stay in there. Like, if you need to make sure that your life is together before you try to give advice to anybody. And you know what's fucking me up about the whole situation is that no one's saying like, yo, she disrespected a man.
Right. Y'all still ignore that?
Bro, like if you just take the semantics out the way. Take the whole trying to defame Baba G's character and everything away. When you really look at the situation, when you go back into those lives, did I not have an attitude? Was I not being disrespectful? Did I not hit him? Let's look at those things. And those are the very things that women need to be looking at within themselves, because that same behavior trickles down into other shit. Like you not having a man because you don't even want to deal with him because you don't know how to deal with yourself.
Right. Because that leaves you with two options. You're either going to be alone all your life or you're going to be gay. So pick one. You need a man.
People say they're sad about my journey. It's sad to see you come on the camera with blonde hair.
Right.
When I'm freeforming under here, I understand who I am, and I'm trying to give you the knowledge that you need to get yourself out of that space where you feel like you're not beautiful.
Right. That's the first thing you said when you came on the camera. It's like, oh, I should not.
That just tells me the level of disrespect that we have for self. The level of disrespect that we have for the black man as well.
Peace, goddesses.
Here.
I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything like that. I just wanted you guys to speak on the rumors and what she was saying as far as like with that vagina issue that she was having, and how do you guys take care of yourself, pretty much.
Let me share some.
Yeah, y'all, when Janae left, she was telling folk how their vagina was stinking and how she had to do a yoni soak and all these soaps and fruits and berries to try to get her vagina back in check. She even said she had to take antibiotics at one time. So that is why this young lady has posed that question. Now let's listen to Velvet's response.
Pretty much.
Let me share some. I got to because when those people got on that live and they were saying all that stuff, right? Was crazy. Let me tell you something about that theory. And listen, I swear on myself, I am not trying to talk down about her or anything like that. I'm obligated right now in this moment to give the facts about Natiri's character so that everything could get cleared up.
Right.
So I could go in my shit right now. Yo, do I ever smell? Right. Do we ever smell amongst each other? No, absolutely not. Because guess what? We take care of each other. We make sure that we got oils. We make sure we got soap. All that. People said that because we was using the restroom outside and all that extra shit, right? Whatever. Let me tell you about Natiri. Natiri, before she got onto carbonation, I don't know if nobody watched
give me a
her
second.
before she came here to carbonation. This lady had been from tribe to tribe to tribe. She had had sex with different men from all of those tribes. Came here and wanted to have sex with 3 guys that was here. Nobody saw her to be with those men. Nobody. She wanted to, and she kept pursuing that and trying to pursue that. So by the time she got the Babaji, she had done already had sex with 3 guys here already. So her shit was fucked up by the time she got to him. Right. So now, you see what I'm saying? She was out of balance because she wanted to have sex, and this was way before carbonation. She had been in multiple tribes and was talking to other men, even outside
the tribes. Sorry to cut you off. I have another question. I had also watched one of her videos from like way back before she joined you guys, saying that she had herpes or whatever, and I wanted to know if you guys knew of that, and if you guys did, why did you guys allow her to still join?
When she entered my relationship, I didn't know about it. So I think, and she had an effect after the relationship with us, right? Why I never get an effect from the relationship? Why I never catch anything? Why don't I have anything, which we all do? But you left with something. You had to go to the hospital to get something when we don't go to the hospital. Feet on the dirt, get in tune with it. So for that problem, you have the mindset and you're on that frequency. And then you go to the next man and it's carrying the same thing over and over. So if you're not vibrating on that herpes mindset and frequency throughout your body, no one here has it. No one here is showing that they need.
Okay, so now you can only have herpes if you vibrate on that frequency. Okay, thank you, Zoka, aka Jayon Marie Hamilton. I hope you go home. You need to go home. You filling your mind with all this bullshit. Go home.
No one here has it. No one here is showing that they need to go to the doctor. Something is up with your mentality. You need to go and work on it. And that's exactly what she did.
And that's why she was the problem. And I want to get into that, right? I want to get into the whole STD thing and everything like that, because as a people, we have a misconception on what STDs are and how they come about. Well, your body, right, is a symbolic of your mind.
Right.
If your mind is not on a high frequency or in some demonic space, your body is going to reflect that. And most of us, everybody has every STD. We all have herpes. We all have a possibility to have any of these diseases through our life cycle if we're eating the wrong way or dealing with the wrong people or thinking the wrong way, right?
Right.
So, because the first hermetic principle is everything is mentalism. So when you take the physical out of it and you understand that even if you do have something physical that's going on, it's connected to your mind, you go to the source of the mind first. So the people who get herpes and get chlamydia and get all of these things is because they was vibrating on a low frequency mentally to even be able to attract this type of disease to them, which is nothing more than a signal for them to see that they're doing something wrong. And on top of that, we put names on these diseases when it's just mucus. It's just excess mucus and certain things that's in the body that certain peptides that come together that creates this disease and more on a higher frequency, because these cells are not out of tune with the equilibrium in the body, and now they start acting as cancer in the body, whether that be through herpes or whatever. And Dr. Sebi taught us that. Right. So if your mind is clear, no disease can live in a mind is on a higher frequency, on a higher consciousness with divine knowledge itself. There could be no disease that you can come into contact with, even through another person, for you to even be able to absorb that or become that, because your mind is already high. Yes. And even if you do have symptoms, you're going to think your way to the top. You're going to think your way out of that disease. And some people do. We literally have people in our communities that had never been to a doctor, that had been sick. But
y'all, what is Velvet talking about? You can think your way out of a disease? Oh my goodness. Yo, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka 3 God, did a serious number on these women. A serious number, y'all.
A doctor that had been sick, but aren't sick today because they got themselves mentally out of that space. I know for myself, I was diagnosed with herpes at one point in time. I never had symptoms ever. I never had a breakout. I never was itching, burning, all the symptoms that come with that. I started to think to myself, why? Like, I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was supposed to get, it was because of my mind and how I was thinking. That was a symbol for me in my reality that I'm doing the wrong thing and I need to change my lifestyle. I have Saturn in the 6th house, so everybody's different. Mine's play out through sickness. My low frequency plays out through sickness, so that was the indicator for me. And most people have that in carbonation because we all have goddamn Saturn and Aries or some shit, right? But you have to understand astrology to understand that aspect. What I'm saying is, it's an indicator for people to know that they're out of tune with themselves. They're out of their purpose. They're out of balance. And so once that happens, you have to get back to yourself mentally to figure out what you're doing wrong so that you won't vibrate to that frequency of herpes. Still to this day, ever since 3 years later, had a child, have a husband, everything. They had never had an outbreak, never had symptoms, never oozing, never nothing. Because my mentality.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
Right.
That's word. Her mind is.
And not the fact that you brought up her
Timeline.
Her timeline, because nobody wants to address the fact that you pop up with another tribe on live with another man.
And it's been multiple
on live. And so it's like you were here and multiple times we're telling you to sit your ass down. Like,
yeah, we was trying to save the Terry from that. We were
Bro, we're going from and quick too. No, sister, you're my reflection. I want that for you. Like, I see myself, like, do not perpetuate the same things that people in Babylon are doing.
Right.
We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. We come back into it because we're gonna talk about how Natiri was trying to pry her little ass in a situation with Zoka and Solar.
Okay.
And that's after this message. You're welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, you just go on the 3.
So since we back in here,
we're gonna wait a couple more seconds.
okay. So since we back in here and you guys have gotten these allegations from Natiri, and this is a source that you cannot take facts from, because when she was here, you guys saw on live how she pushed her way into our relationship with me and Solar, and how she was always urging for that rather than the kingdom, rather than knowledge of self, rather than loving herself, in which Babaji always told her to do. Right. I even gave her time, and we're like, okay, you need to understand that you're not here for a man. And I feel like she's doing that in Babylon. I feel like that's the perfect environment for Venus square Mars to act out, and that's exactly what played out here. And that's us showing you who you are in the moment. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to see it. You want to be like, no, I am healed. I love myself. The whole time you're here saying, I love myself. I understand who I am. I'm good at my crafts. Okay, but you're worried about a man more than you're worried about yourself, your passion, what you can give to provide for the kingdom and your soul.
Yep.
So Babylon has taken you, you have taken yourself to Babylon just to be reflected that again.
Mm-hmm.
Please do not deal with these low vibrational men and bring back something else, my love. Because you came and heard the message for a reason. Mm-hmm. You wanted to come. You wanted to bring yourself to your higher self. And so that's just you knowing in yourself what you have to come. And you were like, you came here, you changed your mindset with the men.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
Because you had 5 men, was it? Mm-hmm. And it's like not adding up because the women here are supposed to be with 1 man. Baba G put a post up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotten upset at him for trying to help you not perpetuate the same cycle and have diseases. Right. Women are the one carrying disease and giving it to the men. Mm-hmm. She could have came here and gave diseases to the men and they could have been like fucked up. Good thing they have good consciousness and high frequency and mind thought. So that's something just to think about. We're in a small group.
And we're just pointing this out for Mama Naturi because we care.
Right.
We care about your well-being. And
right.
we understand it on a very deep level of it. When she was here, she wanted to be with Solar, right?
No,
then she wanted
the first guy.
Who was the first guy?
Tron. She came for Tron.
Okay, well she came for Tron. She wanted to be with Tron.
And then it was Mente.
Then it was Mente.
Then Loyal.
Then no, it was Tron. It was Tron before Loyal.
Tron was
Tron.
It was Tron, Solar.
Oh, yes.
Tron. It was Tron, Mente, Loyal, Solar, Baba G.
Mm-hmm. That's how it went. And she was going back and forth. She was hopping. Like, it wasn't like she was with this guy, then with this guy. She was like with this guy, then went back and forth, then with this.
Yeah, and it wasn't like we weren't having meetings
about
trying
it.
to, give a healthy perspective or trying.
I ain't even finna hold y'all. All I'm gonna say is none of them can really talk about going around from man to man because a lot of them got passed around within carbonation and some of them were going from man to man outside of carbonation.
To, give a healthy perspective or trying to tell her to, that's not what we should be doing. Like, don't go somewhere. Like, no, don't do that.
And y'all seen it.
Yeah.
It's like,
everybody.
She has a beautiful voice, right? So you think she would sing beautifully for the kingdom, but her music was so low vibrational and like with some like subjective thoughts of men, and it's just like, where's your mind? That's why you have what you had here because your mind was not on the right things.
Focus too much on a relationship and not on your spiritual development.
Right. Truly, she didn't want to see herself. She didn't want to face the facts that, okay, maybe I'm trying to engage in all of these men because it's something in me. No, she pointed the finger. Once she seen something on her body, once she seen that she had a dis-ease on her vagina, she wanted to point the finger at the relationship and say, oh, I got this from you. I got this from you. No, you have to look at yourself. You have to figure out what you got going on in yourself. What are your thoughts? Where's your frequency? What are you thinking on a daily basis? You're not here in the Christ consciousness. You're in your lower self. So that's why you were able to match the frequency of those diseases because you are not in your balanced state.
Y'all, do y'all understand what Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Dulé, is trying to say here? Because I don't. Malia, you need to go back to the drawing board there and formulate a better answer.
Diseases because you are not in your balanced state. You are not in your higher self. So you can't point the finger. You got to truly look at yourself. You have to truly take a look and analyze where you went wrong. And that's the only way you're going to get back here if you look at yourself and don't point the finger at no one.
Women, again, even the women here, we've experienced that here. What Naturi experienced, we have experienced imbalances in our own way, right? For instance, I'm going to use me for an example. When I was with Baba G, right, and then I left, I went to Omeg. The world seen that. The world seen that shit. When I was with Omeg, going from one man to another, my shit was imbalanced. Like, me and Omeg had started having talks about how my shit was acting up, and we had to go to Walmart and give me some suppositories because it was an imbalance down there. I had a yeast infection, right? And so this is when everybody started calling me yeast infection lady and all this extra stuff. And it's just to show the women that when you're hopping from one man to another, your body is sensitive, period. Like, a man can have 5 women and he get no yeast infection, no nothing, as long as those 5 women are appointed to him. Now, if any of those 5 women go from one man to another, they'll have an imbalance and then bring it back to him, and then that gets spread like that. So even when you look at the statistics of where STDs derive from, it is because women are going from one sexual partner to another. So that's why it's so important for women to stay with one man. And if you're not sure, stay with yourself until you're absolutely sure of who you want to be with, because that's a sensitive topic. Yes. And women shouldn't just be letting people into their rooms just off GP, just because you like him or just because you think that he's cute. That's a lesson that I had to learn as well. I actually went through it again when I left again. And so every time a woman steps outside of a man who she's with and then tries to encounter herself with another one, she's going to find imbalances. I mean, hey, think about it. Women can eat some goddamn pineapples and have a candida rush. You know, women could wear pink panties and then get an itchy rash because of the dye or because of the soap. So that's just.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
The anatomy of a woman, and we have to really be considerate of that so we can have just carry ourselves with more poise and more divinity and more righteousness, and know that, we are sensitive beings and we should honor our bodies. And that is something that humanity through carbonation is learning through the women here. So when you're saying that we're hopping, nigga, generationally, we've been going from men to men because women out there right now today just that they had last week because they wasn't getting along with them, on to the next. So this has something that's been perpetuated, and we have not been brought up in a society where we've been taught how to be a woman and take care of ourselves.
What's up?
Peace.
Okay.
For those of you who do not know, that is BP. She is an old cult member. She was with the cult when they were going by the name of Melanation.
Okay. Now you said all of that, right?
Oh,
yes, I had to chime in. Yes. Because you just said all that. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful speech. But how many times have you guys personally swapped? Like, you say that, and I've been there. I was there for a year. Listen, I get it. Okay, but in one breath, you're saying, you just told the lady before the lady who was just on there, you said, why y'all worried about us? You need to fix yourself before you try and teach somebody. Okay, you said that out of your own mouth. But every day we're seeing that obviously y'all need to be taught. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so how can you say one thing in one breath but show something else? You're constantly doing it.
That is a very good point. And I genuinely want to answer that question, because a lot of people have those questions. We have to think about this on a bigger scale, like on a grand scale. Generationally, we have been repeating certain behaviors over and over and over and over and over, that we've got ourselves into this predicament today. It's going to take time for these things. You're watching the journey. We're getting better every day. No one's talking about how carbonation is getting better every day. Everybody's just defaming because they're watching the process of that perfection or up until that honorable state.
Right, come on and act
like I'm saying.
And listen, hold on. Listen, don't try and come on and act.
Listen.
If we're gonna watch the process.
And because I'm not only answering this question for you, I'm answering this question for everybody else that's watching. When you see carbonate, everything that I went through on my journey has been derived from my mother's mother. The things that you're going through right now in this moment, BP, has derived from your mother's mother. You have to face everything that they did not want to deal with. That comes from 400 of some years of fuckery, subconscious fuckery. We're taking the steps, whether that's we fail, we turn on each other, we ask for forgiveness, we come back to each other, we do it again, we do that again. It's the process. No one's respecting the process.
No, we will respect. Listen, the process will get respected. The process will be respected if you come on and say, okay, this is a process for me. Y'all come on and saying this is the end all. Listen, no, you don't.
When you were here,
no, you don't.
you can't.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't. You act like, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. You come on there, you say this is the all, this is the end all, this is the be all, this is the way. But then,
the knowledge
but
you
have to apply it, baby girl.
People are on the journey of applying.
You have to apply it. You can't.
You become in the,
you have to apply it.
Or in their glory.
You have to apply it.
Away from that. You can't.
You have to apply it. You have to apply it.
That's what we're doing. We're doing it to our best ability. Don't you understand that?
Are you doing it?
Listen. We're
I can't talk to me.
We're
Go ahead.
facing demons on a day-to-day basis. This shit is not easy, BP.
Right.
Facing your demons.
I was there. I know.
And that's why you're.
I face them every day. Listen, y'all can talk to me, baby. I face them every day. Listen. I'm not. Listen, I face them every day. We gonna scream at each other. 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 I'm talking to you, Nana.
Listen, BP.
This is love.
Listen.
BP,
This ain't love. I don't know y'all. This ain't love.
I still listen to your carbonation classes. Like, you need to come. I still listen to your
The classes, right?
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy, and I love this book.
It's tight.
Listen.
It's just that when people going through their debilitations, it's hard to face yourself. Like, it really is. Some people don't want to because they want to do what feels good. You see how hard it is for me, and I'm right next to Baba G, and I'm acting a goddamn fool, and that's because it's generational, man. We got to look at that. We can't.
That's understandable. But in that process, y'all take the time to heal and then teach. Don't teach in the midst because y'all fucking up. Y'all make mistakes.
You have to show it so that people will know what to do. If you have a cake, right? And I'm like, BP, show me how to bake this cake. You gonna make the cake without showing me the steps and then be like, yeah, this.
No, I'm gonna bake this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, on my own, I'm gonna perfect it, and then I'm gonna show you. You feel what I'm saying? I can't just show you. When you're a teacher just don't just go out of high school and say, I want to be a teacher and start teaching. No, they take the curriculum. They go to school. They got to do what you got to do to learn. And then you teach.
Listen.
You see what I'm saying?
You can make 30 cakes and every one of them bitches come out different. You know why? Because
not when you perfect it. When you perfect it.
Y'all, BP was trying hard to get Velvet to humble herself, but it didn't work.
You perfect it, when you perfect it.
No.
Not when you perfect the recipe. When you perfect the recipe, love, it's gonna come out perfect every time. That's a fact.
A cake is different from a human. I was just using that as a just as an example. What I'm saying is humans learn from, you have to, when you're going through something and you're learning something, it's better to have that person by your side. Let them see you make the mistakes so that they know not to make those mistakes, instead of doing it behind closed doors and they not see those mistakes and then have to learn from some other source. That's where
most of the persons, how are we going to learn if we're this light and glory? Yeah, you're going to see the good.
We have to watch each other go through it to overcome it. By us, okay, like a child. I'm gonna use a child as that's a better example. When I'm going through something and baby Eliana is seeing me go through whatever, she's looking at me and saying that my mom is not responding to this well right now. She will understand that humans are flawed anyway, and we all have our own journeys and we're learning lessons and everything like that. So by the time she gets to a certain age where she experienced that same thing that she seen me go through, she said, well, I seen this outcome and then I seen this outcome. So I'm going to take the most effective outcome, and I'm going to be right by her side to guide her into that divinity. So she's not like she's going to be doing it on her own. But that's what it's for. My mistakes is for her to see so that she won't repeat the same thing. And so that I can learn about those mistakes and go through those mistakes for her to teach her what's better. And needless to say, humans are flawed. We are flawed. And so we're going through that journey in overcoming those flaws and just being more.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
More of who we authentically are. We have the knowledge to get over that. Baba G gives us the knowledge to do that, and that is a process, and we're taking that one day at a time. It is not a rush.
Well, continue to heal. You know what I'm saying? Y'all goddamn do y'all thing. You feel?
I love myself.
All right.
Back.
Convicted. Well, y'all healed.
I'm here for it because it's like, you know, man, we humans, we go through so much. Like you can't condemn the next human being and then call them hypocritical when we know that we all have shit that's fucked up. Like we all know that we're all learning, so it's a process. It says, Nana, I still think about when you left and you told the truth about Baba G. I'm not understanding what you're saying.
You just explained that.
I don't.
It was warped.
Right. It's the way you look in that situation. When you understand, all right, let me make you understand something. Baba G is our higher self. He's not just a regular man. He's the Messiah. Right? When you come into the face of your Messiah, you are faced with yourself to perfect your debilitations, to be more of your angels, right? That's a process within itself. Through the times, because I'm so close to Baba G, I'm being sped up in consciousness and the space and time that I'm in. So all of my demons are flying out the woodworks. You seeing my demons fly out. And what you're seeing is me responding to myself in a destructive manner or responding to my higher self from my lower self. And that you should learn from.
Y'all, don't Velvet sound like Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Dulé, Aya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, Efru, a.k.a. Kayla Buckner, and Zoka, a.k.a. J.M. Marie Hamilton, sitting up there lying, trying to protect Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. 3 God.
That you should learn from. You should learn that when your guide and your higher self is right in the face of you as the Messiah today to help you get over those things that you're debilitating yourself or subjecting yourself with, learn that do not look at him as somebody is your enemy because you are your only enemy. The only thing that he's here for is to show you yourself and then give you the knowledge to help you. Now, if you do not see that, you know, at all, or that never crosses your mind, then that means that your heart is callous, which means that you do not see, you do not hear, you cannot perceive the truth. But if you are one of the people who can hear Baba G in the midst of your demons, this is something that you should learn from me. Just like I'm teaching Eliana, this is same thing. When you see me going through that, understand that do not allow yourself to go into your demons and start.
Y'all, if y'all never seen this live before, this part is going to be interesting, to say the least. So pay attention.
Your demons and start reacting from that space. Always keep a healthy perspective. Peace, God. We back.
Okay, so I heard the comments that y'all said, about my blonde hair and all of that stuff. If we're supposed to be uplifting each other as a people, why would the first thing you do when I was just trying to, can I finish, please? Can I finish?
Sure.
If we're supposed to be uplifting each other as people, then why, as soon as I get cut off the live, the first thing you do is try to insult me? I'm very secure with who I am. What I was doing was giving you an observation as one woman, one mother to the next, regardless to whether or not you're backpedaling at this point and saying, oh, he never touched me. That really wasn't the point. I wasn't looking for validation or anything like that. As an older woman, even though y'all are saying that y'all are all gods and y'all are above everyone else's thought process and you're smarter than the average bear and all of that stuff, I can dig all of that.
Yo, I really want to know who this lady is. She came in and she just put Velvet and all of them other women in their place respectfully.
Bear and all of that stuff, I can dig all of that. But I'm a woman of a certain age, so I've been around and I've seen some things and I've done some things and I've traveled and I have a man, even though y'all said I didn't, you know, who's bigger than me, who doesn't put his hands on me, because I've learned from when I was younger and I was mouthy to my man, you know, I learned to humble myself and submit myself to my husband and to be submitting and respectful to my husband. I can dig it that you jumped in his face and you got loud and you slapped him. I watched all the videos. I've been following Carbonation since you first got there. So I can understand all of those things. And as a woman, I personally would not put myself in that space to have a man putting his hands on me. But once it's done, once that line has been crossed and you done knocked if you bucked with your nigga, how do you lay down and comfortably make love to the man that fucked you up? You know what I'm saying? That's where I was going with it. I wasn't coming to be disrespectful to none of y'all. I appreciate the fact that y'all are doing something that's outside of the box. I am moving to where my husband is from in 2 years. I'm moving back to Africa in 2 years after my daughter graduates. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get myself out of this situation, out of this system, and out of all of those things. And I can totally condone and I can totally vibe with the things that y'all are doing. But when you're personally getting beat down as women,
no, we're
no, I'm not talking about just physically, sis. I'm not talking about just physically. I'm talking about mentally too.
Because when you initially got on the camera, what you just said should have been what you should have told me from an OG space. Like, look, sister, you have to respect your man, not get on the camera and be like, so you're getting beaten. Everyone's getting beaten.
Whoa, I never said that. I never said that. What I said was, if you're getting beaten in front of your daughter, it's a bad thing. And as a mother of a daughter, it's a bad thing.
You're not going to get on the live. No one is going to come on the live, insinuate anything, and then not respect a response that's going to be shut down. Because first of all, you asked me the question the wrong way, because I just had explained prior to you getting on the camera what we're doing and why it happened. So you would need to have a whole nother way that you approach. We wasn't dragging for nothing. We're simply stating the facts. It is a fact that you shouldn't blonde your hair, because your hair is your antenna that connects you to the universe. So what you're saying has nothing and is irrelevant to the point and case, and you're taking shit way too personal because you're really insecure about.
Now, we all know Velvet was hotter than fish grease when that lady approached her and said it wasn't right for Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. 3 God, to be whooping on her.
Personal, because you're really insecure about that. You're really, you wouldn't have had to say nothing about it if you wasn't. And we weren't talking about that. We was just using that as an example because you're telling us that you're sad about what we're going through.
Right. And constantly disrespectful.
It's just
that's crazy. Right. And then
it's just disrespectful. When people come onto the live, you can clearly see disrespect from genuinely wanting to understand. There's a difference. It's an energy.
Right.
We know that. We can see that. So we're gonna cut you off. Period. Because if you were actually in my face, then it would be more like, well, let me understand what, it would be more like, okay.
It's coming from different angles and different points of view, but
Y'all see Velvet trying to act like she tough, acting like she could actually take that lady on physically, knowing that she's malnourished in this video and probably can't even stand on her own damn 2 feet.
different angles and different points of view, but you're blatantly trying to disrespect Baba G.
Yeah.
Like, it's none of your business. But we are putting our life online to show the process, and that's what you're not respecting. You're disrespecting Babaji, you're disrespecting the black man because you're not allowing him to take his natural place as the police of this.
Exactly.
Which is proving the point anymore. It's like the people outside of us still do not respect the black man. It's like that's the whole point of it. You keep pointing the finger at the woman, like what is the woman doing? But the woman is not respecting him, so he's going to do what he has to do to.
And then you just made an example. You said previously, you said I had to go through these experiences to learn not to disrespect. Well, why can't we go through our experiences and then be showing that for as an example to everybody? But you are saying like that I had to go through this experience. Well, we're going through our experiences and we are sharing them so that we are being an example of showing you how to respect, how to be.
And everybody's disrespecting us in the chat. Like, we see the disrespect and you're getting blocked.
Right.
You're talking about him disrespecting me, but y'all disrespecting us.
Right. And
right.
so
It doesn't even make sense. That's how you know we psychologically sick.
Exactly.
You're not even understanding or even giving reverence to a man. Like, you don't have real men in your world. You never encountered a real man, so you're not even considerate of him and how he feels and how he naturally, his testosterone. You're not considering that. We're saying that you don't care about the black man.
And it goes against what you're saying as far as we're oppressed or we're suppressed or whatever, but then you guys are attacking us and disrespecting us as well. So if we are truly, and what we are saying, what the most honorable prophet Babaji is teaching, what Nana G is teaching right now, is actually uplifting women and humanity. And here we are.
All right, y'all, put y'all seatbelt on now because I feel like they about to crash the hell out.
Here we are.
Bring it up.
Peace, God.
These guys.
Are you not serious? That fucking joke.
Bro, you got on live with Star.
Yeah,
And
I did.
Athene and
Yeah, I did.
So are you
That's-
serious?
that's disrespectful.
Right. Come correct.
That's disrespectful. Y'all disrespecting yourselves. It's time to wake the fuck up.
Facts.
When are y'all gonna wake up?
Come
on.
on.
Come on. You've been choked the fuck out how many times? Aya, disrespected. Zoka, oh my God. Like all y'all women. What is going on? Y'all don't respect yourselves. Y'all don't love yourselves. It's a fucking
You
wake up
don't
call.
love
That's what
yourself.
it is.
You're in Babylon, perpetuating Babylon
I'm in Babylon, perpetuating Babylon.
for your lowest.
Really?
And you have the audacity.
she knows all this.
You know the knowledge
Check
of
the
theory.
all of
Yeah.
this, you
Do y'all know what the higher self and the lower self is? Yo? Who are you talking to? You're
I'm talking to y'all.
No,
Y'all-
you are trying to impress
Please, Syrian, please. No. The thing is,
people in your life that don't care about you. We care about you.
those people that care about me, y'all.
Nobody cares about
Y'all
you.
was the people that didn't care about me, y'all. Let's take that for a fact. And we're gonna talk cordially, and we're gonna talk in unison with order. We're not gonna talk in unison, we're talking order.
Wow, remember that.
Excuse me?
Remember that
That's
while
what-
you're
yeah.
sitting, you're
What?
sitting with people who actually voted you out, and you
Yeah.
they love you, and you
Disrespectful.
share face with them.
But y'all didn't appreciate.
Yeah, y'all, that time that Janae left, they voted her out. They was acting like they was on an episode of Survivor.
Face with them.
But y'all didn't appreciate it. You didn't appreciate my energy.
Because you're continually attaching yourself to people that will
Don't
reject you.
care about you. You
Yeah.
know this. You know
Oh yeah, that's why I had to leave, right? Because I couldn't attack.
No, because you
I
couldn't
don't
face your
care.
Because you couldn't face your demons. You couldn't take the truth.
I'm gonna take what truth? What's the truth? No, please tell the truth. What is the truth? What's the truth?
The truth is that you're in your lower self. And
I'm in my lower self.
I know that by experience. Every time that I called you and I told you how I felt, you was trying to drag me to my lower self every single time.
No, I was not.
Like, I had to look at it for what it was, because at the end of the day, it's spiritual rather than physical. You see, you, Nateri, you like makeup, you like nails, you like cars, you like Babylon. And so you want to go experience that. And that has nothing to do with us. But at the end of the day, you're going to be faced with yourself, your lower self, or your demons. You're going to be faced with that in your lower self too. And you're going to have to respond the same way. You can cover it up with makeup. You can cover it up with niggas. You can cover it up with whatever you want to, but you're going to face yourself. When you were here, when you were here,
Right.
you wanted to be with 5 guys. You was like, I want to be with him. I want to be with him. Before you got here, you wanted to be with other guys outside of carbonation. That has nothing to do with us here. You cannot be like, my vagina started doing this. My vagina. Nateri, you came here looking sick as fuck, bro. And that's just
What?
That's on some real shit. You was healing. The reason why you look like you look right now is because you healed a part of yourself when you was here. Before then, you was falling off. That's why you cut your locks. That's why you started getting skinny. That's why you started feeling like you had nowhere else to turn to, so you had to turn to the truth.
Now, I know Velvet ain't talking about somebody getting skinny, because in this live, you can see her damn bones. Like, clearly see it, almost like she's a skeleton with some skin on it.
You had to turn to the truth. And it just is what it is. But we forgive you because we understand where it's coming from.
Right.
You're hurt because we told you to leave because you couldn't face yourself. Right. When it was a test for you, that wasn't a test for us. Right. We on our own journeys. And you're still welcome back. We still forgive you. Because that doesn't matter. What matters is your spiritual development, and we're here for that. Just like they're here for my spiritual development, that extends beyond me. You understand what I'm saying? I've been through more than you could ever think about on this spiritual journey when it comes to facing my demons.
Yeah, you're facing one.
Oh wow.
Not me, my nigga. Not me. Yeah. Not me, my nigga. You're the one in your bedroom.
You're disrespectful. That's why you're not here. Because you have an underlying disrespected energy, and you would not be like that here. You wouldn't. Because we don't have those vibes here. We don't have those vibes here.
You don't have what vibes there? What vibes did I give off that you didn't have there?
You would not be talking to me if you was in the face like in the face.
I'd be so respectful and humble before.
Yeah,
but
you
now
would.
I know my fucking
Yeah, you
power.
would. You be kissing my ass, trying to hug me, put your arm over my shoulder type shit. Yes, that's
you know what? And that's the thing. I was too humble to go. I was too fucking humble. That's why I messed the fuck up. I was too fucking humble. I was too
drawing my pictures. You said that you wanted.
Yeah, I was in love with the being that you were, but you're not a role model, love. You are not. You are not leading them right. You need to own up to your shit. Own up to your shit. You're getting beat the fuck up. You're not.
Y'all, I hope y'all put y'all seatbelt on when I told you to, because I told you they was going to crash out. You heard Janae? You getting beat the fuck up. Look at Velvet's facial expression when she said that.
Beat the fuck up. You're not a role model. You're not. You're not. You're not. Consider an example, bro. And that's the thing. None of y'all are. None of y'all gonna let her get beat the fuck up. Y'all gonna let her get beat the fuck up, fall on the ground and say it's okay.
You weren't here. You know,
that's not cool. And I'm passionate. That's why I'm yelling. That's why I'm screaming. But the thing is, you guys gotta stop it. You gotta cut it out now. The gig is up. The gig is up.
I genuinely have a question. When you were here, why did not you express that when you were here?
Why didn't we all express it? Like we've all said, we was fucking.
That's how you feel. That has nothing to do with us here. Let me tell you something.
Whatever, bro. Y'all fucking pissed off, scared. Y'all scared as shit. Y'all scared as shit. Y'all need to face yourselves. Y'all talking about me facing myself? Damn, on, bro. And when y'all yelling, I'm not your fucking enemy. I'm here to fucking wake y'all up. I'm not your enemy, bro. You might feel hurt by certain things I said. I'm not hurt by what y'all said. But the fact of the matter is, it's time to level the fuck up and heal. Y'all not healing. Y'all not growing. Y'all not evolving. Y'all stuck.
You're not evolution anymore because you left. You ran from yourself. You didn't want to heal yourself.
Reflection of myself. No, I was stagnant being there, honey. I'm not stagnant no more.
And why did you come here?
I came here to heal. I came here to be with my soul family. I came to be my soul tribe, where people actually fucking cared about and been listening to for 3 fucking years. That's why I went there.
Because you couldn't have Solar.
You know what? Oh, what about Solar? I already knew that me and Solar had a connection. Okay. Oh my God. So okay, you can have them.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
No, I don't fucking want that. I know myself. I know what I need. That's not what I need. I don't need no fucking man beating ass. Y'all getting beat the fuck up mentally and physically. And y'all don't want to say shit about it. But y'all want to come on and say, yo, how yourself this, how yourself that. You're ignoring your fucking yourself. You're ignoring it, and that's it. Point blank period.
You said,
yes.
So if you feel like that, why go out in the streets? Whatever happened, regardless of the situation, why spread the business?
Right. Look, okay, I'll explain that. It got to stop. That's why. It has to stop. The thing is, you're saying, oh, spread the business. I don't want to see you beat up. I don't want to see her beat up. I don't want to see nobody getting beat up.
We good.
I don't want anybody. I don't want. And the thing y'all, that's mentally sick. And look at Suzuka laughing. Y'all are addicted to toxicity. Addicted to it.
That's
I am. Hell the fuck no. I'm living beautiful over here, honey. I have a beautiful skin with or without makeup. I'm glowing the fuck up. Y'all don't even know what loving yourself is. And that's all I've been trying to show y'all when I've been there.
You were not. You was in a relationship with me.
I'm crying. Oh my God.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy, and I love this book.
It's spiritual.
This is
wild, crazy, different.
This is wild.
Who are you?
I'm in Siri. Who are you?
You was faced with your demons. You literally
yeah.
Okay. Got in your computer, started typing, and was crying.
It was.
I just want to point something out on some real shit. Like, Natera, you know what Carbonation got going on behind the scenes, right?
Right.
As far as everybody attacking us and shit.
Right.
We have children.
Right.
And you went online and you just like
the children
tried to defame us. Tried. Because that wasn't the truth. Everything you said was a reflection of you. And until you
talking about, yo,
you understand,
you project so much, Eliana. You project so much, it makes no fucking sense. And I'm pretty sure all the women in there who can relate to what I'm saying right here. You would project so much.
Me on the phone to talk to me about it. Why you had to go?
Y'all talking about sisterhood? Not you contacted me for shit. What are you talking about?
Why didn't you call us to talk to us about it?
Why didn't you call me and talk to me about it?
When you know us.
Yo, you, all y'all do is point the fucking finger. I take accountability for my shit. Are y'all?
She don't want to know shit.
Y'all, Velvet used to go harder than paint for Elihu Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. 3 God. Didn't she?
She don't want to know shit, and that's on her. That's her journey.
That's crazy.
You know what? It was just crazy because it's amazing to me how people could be so cool. I love you. Like
right in your face, like,
and leave it be like, oh no.
That's so creepy.
That
is
in your mind. I never seen that energy.
Never. I pushed you off, my nigga.
That literally goes.
Didn't do nothing when I pushed you. Damn. I'm supposed to be a lady, right?
It's just it's a spiritual journey, man. I mean, listen, you cannot look at the physical so much. You can't look at it at all. It's just not where it's at. Where it's at is within the soul. And people are going through their things, and people are developing in their own spaces and time. And she's just one of those people who are a catalyst, goddamn, just stuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just put my goddamn turban on with the colors on it. She's real life Captain with that Capricorn. It's just weird because when people be here, they really be fucking with us. Like they be like, yes, she's
so humble.
Yes, Baba G, like I got it. They be explaining the knowledge, explaining where they went wrong, and then they just still just
they
like
be flip-flop. No loyalty. All because they're convicted. That's the hardest thing. The hardest pill to swallow is facing yourself.
That's a whole
So why are you here not addressing the issues that you have right now?
Yeah, the issues that you faced when you was here ain't going away because you changed your environment.
Never.
It's a wrap. We out of here. We already we have the knowledge. We gonna heal ourselves in the process, and that's just what it is.
I love myself.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Guys, I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To all of my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.